Since I've spent the last 2 months in East Asia, I thought the only thing that would actually make sense before I leave is if I rate some airline flight attendant uniforms from Asia. So let's get into it. Today we'll be rating uniforms from AirAsia, MIAT Mongolian Airlines, Malaysia Airlines, what was the other one? Japan Airlines? and Hainan Airlines. But just a quick intro from me. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy. I'm a South African flight attendant. I'm based in Johannesburg and I work for a local airline that side, but we also do charter tours. And here on my channel you'll find plenty of lifestyle videos about my work life as a flight attendant, and travel videos, and literally anything in between. For instance, I am becoming a wife, so we're currently in the middle of wedding planning. So if any of that sounds of interest to you, then please stick around by subscribing to my channel and turning on the notification bell. So for today's video, I'm going to do it a little differently. Usually I kind of go down a rabbit hole of doing research and researching who designed the uniform, what were they inspired by, what is the history and all that stuff. Let me know if you guys prefer it when I do it that way, or if you like it more straightforward like the way I'm about to do it today. I'm literally just going to look face value at all of these uniforms and kind of think from the standpoint of what I like in terms of style, as well as what I like based off of what I see of what would be comfortable and practical and most efficient for a cabin crew to wear these uniforms. Starting off with AirAsia, I see that their uniform is very red and white, which aligns with the branding of the company, right? Like that's fine, but I don't know, I have like this weird dislike for just a solid red uniform, but I'm trying to get over that. I'm trying to look past that. The thing that I do really like already that I can see from this uniform is the slit that is on the side of the leg. I find that to be like the most flattering position for a slit to be, because I don't know what it is about the slit in the back of the skirt, like right in the middle, because for some reason, for some people it just doesn't work and the slit ends up being a little too high. You know, we end up being able to peek and see a little bit more than we signed up for. I like the positioning of this slit. I like the collar of the jacket. I think that that's really pretty. It's very simple, but it still looks really cute. Also for the men, I really like the men's uniforms with this one because they just added a few like subtle differences to it to make it stand out. They've got some like red piping or some kind of red lining detail going on. There's a red zip, whereas the rest of the uniform is completely black, which is complementary to the female's uniform. And yeah, I just think it's done really well. I have no idea what the men's uniform looks like without the jacket though, so I'd be curious to see what they look like outside of the jacket. Do they have a waistcoat? Do they have a plain white shirt with a collar as well, or no collar, or you know, how does that go? I couldn't see any of that. It looks like the guys literally just wear that. Maybe it's their shirt and not their jacket. I don't know. I really don't know. I find the uniform overall though for the females very flattering. I find like where the zip stops is really flattering. The way the jacket fits is really flattering. I don't like the 3/4 sleeve of the jacket, and that's again, everything I say in this video, guys, is my personal preference in terms of fashion, style, uniform, cabin crew preferences, and any of that kind of stuff. It's my personal preference, so please don't attack me. This is just what I like. Fashion is a very subjective thing. Also, like just clothing in general is such a subjective thing. I really truly believe you can wear whatever the heck you want, but at the end of the day, this is just what looks the most comfortable to me. And hey, this is my channel, my video, so of course it'll be my opinions. As I was saying, the 3/4 sleeve, it's nice, but it is really uncomfortable if you're going to be busy all day long and bending your elbow and stuff. It like scrunches up and it gets super uncomfortable and you have to keep straightening it out. So I wish that the sleeve stopped just above the elbow, because that seems like the best place for it. Like if you want a little bit of a longer length sleeve but you don't want it to be completely full sleeve, it needs to stop just above the elbow so that you don't have that issue with the creasing, because it can also look a little bit messy once it's been like creased a bunch and then you straighten out your arms and stuff. I just, not a fan. Can you tell I used to wear a uniform that had that kind of sleeve? But I do notice that there's one lady that is wearing one that looks like it stops above the arm. So I don't know if that's a different uniform, if it's for ground staff, like what is the story there? But like this picture that's probably on the screen right now is what I'm trying to say. Like that would be better, because like then you can bend your elbow and you can work on the plane and everything without like getting that discomfort that the longer 3/4 sleeve causes, at least for me. What else? What else? What else? What else? And I also really like that they have pants as an option. I don't see a dress option. I like options. I really like options. I feel like we're not always as cabin crew in the mood to wear the exact same dress to work. Sometimes you want to wear a pair of pants, sometimes you want to wear the skirt and shirt, or you know, whatever the case is, but like it's really good to offer your crew members options. That's all I'll say about that. So I wish that they had a dress option. I think it would be really interesting because maybe they could have done it in like the mostly black color, similar to the men's uniforms, you know, like maybe, I don't know. Anyway, back to the scoring. I think that this uniform is overall done really well, but nothing really stands out as amazing or unique or super different or anything like that. But I do think that the uniform does align with the overall airline's like visual branding in terms of what the aircraft seems to look like inside the cabin as well as outside of the aircraft. So with that said, I'm gonna give AirAsia an 8 out of 10. Next is Hainan Airlines, and if you know me, you know that I've been obsessed with this uniform from the first time I saw it years and years and years ago when it first came out. Like, wow. I know that the artwork that is on the girl's dress is something representative of their culture and the country and all these things, but like I said, we're not going to go too deep into this. It's just so beautifully made. The lines are so flattering. It is so unique. The color is so flattering. I do have a question about the shoes though. I do have a question there, because in some of the promotional photos it looks like the female hosties are wearing silver shoes, and I'm not sure if that's actually a thing that they do in this airline or if they're just wearing black shoes normally, but I don't know. Somebody that knows, please answer me. But I love the hem of the dress. I love the neckline of the dress. The sleeves are a little too long again. It's pushing that 3/4 length instead of the like half sleeve length, but it is just so beautifully made. The men's waistcoat I also love because it's also got a mandarin collar instead of just the regular v-neck waistcoat collar, and I like that because they did something different. Like, this could have been a very plain grey uniform, but somehow Hainan figured out a way to make grey really flattering, really interesting, really pretty, and it is clean. I think the uniform fit is great. Like, look at that blazer, guys. That blazer, so pretty, it hurts me. I don't really like flight attendant hats that are flat like this one. It keeps looking like it's gonna fall off, but I've never worn a hat as in my uniform before, so I wouldn't know obviously, but it looks pretty. The shape just is not my favorite. I love the blazer though. Purses, their uniform is a little bit different, and it's this beautiful plum color. But speaking of the colors, actually I don't find that Hainan's uniform colors really align with the branding, like the visual branding of the aircraft. I don't know if the aircraft are still this like orange and yellow color or not, but if they are, then I don't think that it aligns. But if they aren't, and if they've changed and all that stuff, then great, I'll look it up. But from what I can see, the branding of like the aircraft seems to align with the old uniform more than it does with the current uniform. But yeah, I mean, the coats are all stunning, like the women's coats, the men's coats, everything. The outerwear is just so well done, even the apron. I just think that this is such a stunning uniform. Practically, it is probably not the best because there are no options. There's absolutely no other options for the females except for this one dress, and I feel like it could have been so easy for them to do like a skirt and pants option. They could have literally kept the top exactly the same as the dress, just made it more of like a little blouse situation, and then given the girls like, I don't know, grey pants, a grey skirt. Like, I don't think it would have been that difficult to do, but I do see the statement that they were trying to make. I still, in the back of my head, as a cabin crew, wish that there was more options, because otherwise it just doesn't seem super functional. I will still score Hainan a 9 out of 10. I will. I just love to look at this uniform. It is so beautiful. It doesn't make sense for like practicality to not have options and have to practically work in just a dress all the time. Like, even in winter, to not have a pants option, that just sounds like torture to me. The pieces that they have done are just beautiful. Next up is MIAT Mongolian Airlines. Have you seen the color of this uniform, guys? It is beautiful. The light blue, that light blue is so pretty. Or I can imagine that it would be kind of annoying as a crew member to have a uniform that light, because if I were to spill coffee, which I'm not a graceful cabin crew member at all, so the chances of me spilling red wine or coffee or something on my beautiful light blue uniform are so high that I would constantly have to have at least 2 extra sets of uniform with me at all times, and that just sounds like a mission. It is beautiful. It is such a beautiful color. It's just so easy on the eye, so easy to look at. It is so pretty. Oh my gosh. One thing I noticed is that this little wing that they have on the collar of their jackets is like, it's a little removable wing. So you take it off when it's on the outside of your jacket, when you remove your jacket, and you place it on your dress if you're wearing a dress under it, or you place it on your shirt if you're wearing a shirt under that, and all that stuff. So you still have the look of the wing without having to actually like strangle yourself in a scarf. I mean the scarf, sorry. Have I been saying wing this whole time? My gosh, please scratch that. I'm trying to say the scarf look, like the pretty scarf to the side look. You keep that visual without actually having to like strangle yourself around your neck with an actual scarf, and I like that. I think that that's a very smart move on their part. And we're back to a white shirt. I don't like it. I do not like white shirts, and let me explain why. Whether you are fair or dark, if you're wearing a white shirt with a white collar, your makeup gets on. So if you work for an airline where makeup is mandatory, it's gonna look messy. At some point in the day, you're gonna smudge makeup on your collar, and that's just such a schlep. As like the face of the airline, as cabin crew, like you don't want to have a collar that looks dirty. You know, I don't know if it's just like growing up in an African household, but you never want to walk around with a dirty looking collar. And I just don't like that at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I turned my head too close to my collar for some reason, that there's a chance that my collar is going to look dirty. Like, I know it's makeup, but it still looks dirty, and that just kind of, it's not my thing. Anyway, I don't know what put me on that tangent. Overall, I love this uniform. The lines on the jackets are stunning. The fit of the pants, like the tailoring of the pants, is beautiful. The waistcoat is really nice because it's got this like cute square neckline, which is really, really cute. It's something a little bit different compared to what we're used to seeing. And yeah, the collar, I do like it. As much as it's a white shirt, it is still like a mandarin collar, which is nice. It stays up, it looks neat. I just think it's beautiful. The guy's uniform, I think, is great because it's a complementary darker blue, so it doesn't have to be the exact same blue in like a full-on suit. It's complementary, and I like that the female's uniform, it is still like a formal suit, if you will, but it has that like element of the Mongolian culture, and like I wish that they had found a way to incorporate that into the men's uniform as well, a bit of that Mongolian flair as well. But the guys look great. The only thing is they do have a dress option, a pants option, a skirt option, but they don't have short sleeve options, which I think I would struggle with. Yes, the winters here are absolutely brutal, but in summer it does get hot. I have been like dying in the middle of the day flying here in Mongolia. It's a fair assumption to think that there should be a short sleeve option in the uniform, you know, because when it's really, really hot and we're flying and it's 34 degrees, it would be nice to have a short sleeve option, whether it's in your dress, your shirt, whatever it is. And they only have a long sleeve option. But other than that, I really, truly love this uniform, and I actually also want to give them a 9 out of 10. In fact, if I could, I would give Hainan maybe like an 8.75 out of 10 and give MIAT a 9 out of 10, because they at least have more options. Like, yes, the Hainan uniform is beautiful and it is unique, but it really truly lacks options, and that will always be the hill that I will die on. Moving on to Japan Airlines, this uniform I think is good. That's all. They have done a few interesting things with this uniform, so I have to give them that, of course. I like the scarf. The pattern on the scarf is cute because it's just got the little logo at the bottom, and the rest of it is a cute pattern. I like that the scarves are also different. I'm assuming that the white scarves are for the in-charge flight attendants to go with the white jackets, and that the darker scarves are for the rest of the cabin crew. I think they look smart. I think they look put together. I like that they did something with piping. I like that the way they try to switch things up and make it different is not like super loud and in your face, and it's more in the details. So I like that. I like the collar, the shape of the collar. I really don't like the collars that like come all the way up here. I think that this one is really nice and close to the body. I see that Japan Airlines has a bell sleeve in the uniform. I don't know if that's the same piece or if it's different pieces. Have like a bell sleeve situation. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't think I'm the biggest fan of that. I can see that they were doing something different, but I just don't like the way that it looks. I wouldn't like the way that I would look wearing something like that. So yeah, I just don't like that entire blouse, hey? Like, it's got the bell sleeves and it's got like a weird like little, what's it called? The folded thing with the little red pleat as well. I'm not a fan. I do like that this red is a bit of a darker red. It's like more closer to like a wine red, maroon color, burgundy color. But everything else about the uniform, honestly, it is smart, it is nice, it is pretty. It does what it's supposed to do. It has options. There's a dress, and the dress even has a belt, which is cute because then flattering at the waist. Hello. There's a skirt and shirt option. There's a pants option. So we gotta give credit where credit is due. They did a good job. They gave options. They tried to do something a bit different. Is it the most exciting uniform? No. But is it practical? Absolutely. Is it flattering to the crew? Yes. And it's smart. Like, they look good. I like that the collar on the men's suits has like a little red line across it. Not all the way around the collar, but just like in one spot is a nice, interesting little detail. It just seems a lot more like put together, a little bit more mature. I think that, yeah, that's the thing with this airline. It looks like it's very mature. You know what I mean? Like classical, mature, to the point, professional. Well done. But like nothing super exciting about it. So with that said, we are giving Japan Airlines a 7 out of 10. Guys, please let me know all of your thoughts on these uniforms. I would love to know who had your favorite uniform and who had your least favorite uniform. Last but not least, let's talk about Malaysia Airlines. I think this uniform is so pretty. It is so striking. This pattern, actually, specifically the pattern, the choice of color of the blue and the pink and the purple and the white is just so, it's beautiful. Again, the 3/4 sleeve. I do love the traditional aspect of the uniform. However, I feel like they fell short on going the same route for the men, you know, because then it doesn't match at all when you see the male cabin crew next to the female cabin crew, because I feel like the females are really playing homage to the culture of their country in their uniform, like the print and everything like that. And then the men are just wearing a normal like gray and blue Western business suit. I don't know what Malaysian men traditionally wear, but I feel like they could have tried, like if they were already taking the risk of making their cabin crew uniform so close to the traditional clothing and like so far away from the business outfit that most airlines go with, then I feel like they could have taken that risk with the men as well, instead of just giving the men a normal Western business suit. I'm currently editing this video and I was online looking for more pictures of this uniform for Malaysian Airlines, and I came across their new ground staff uniforms for the men, and this is kind of along the lines of what I was trying to say. I do wish that the male cabin crew had a uniform that was closer and gave more of a nod to the Malaysian culture, kind of in a similar way as the ground staff uniforms do. It's not anything, it doesn't need to be anything extravagant or anything crazy, but in terms of the playfulness of the collar and the print on the jacket, it makes all the difference. And then with the females uniform, as much as I love their uniform, again, I'm still thinking of options, but I do think that the way that they have done the uniform as it is beautiful. I just don't know as cabin crew how easy it would be to do like my job in a long floor-length skirt, but let me know your thoughts on that. Obviously I'll take you guys' input as well. This uniform seems quite similar to that of Singapore Airlines uniform. My first thought when I saw this looks just like Singapore Airlines uniform. It looks like they copied Singapore Airlines uniform. I don't know who came up with having this style of uniform first. Was it Malaysia? Was it Singapore? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I actually realized that most airlines around the world are all wearing some form of the same business suit, and nobody bats an eyelid with that. No one is like, oh, did SAA copy British Airways? No, no one thinks that. Everyone is wearing a suit. It's just different colors and like different little details. So there's nothing wrong with Singapore and Malaysia being so similar in the overall shape of their uniform. Again, I wish that the men's uniform weren't just a Western business suit, that they actually also were brought closer to the Malaysian culture. So with that said, we're giving Malaysia an 8.5. Just let me know what your thoughts are, guys. I really truly hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it for you guys, kind of as like a little goodbye to Mongolia, because I've had the best time here, truly. Please continue spreading good vibes and being kind, and hopefully I will see you guys all on my next video, which is going to be a travel video. So I am going to see you guys next in Istanbul. Please have an awesome day. I'll see you all again soon. Bye, guys.
You give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign.